The Vail Valley's True Local Radio 97.7. It's a Friday evening and time to talk sports with Pat Whitehurst from FanRag.com, also the host of our Zephyr Press sports page on Sunday evenings, and a guy who just can't get enough baseball. So I'm sure at some point we're going to talk baseball. He's rocking his Milwaukee Brew Crew hat today.
Old school hat too, as well. Not the new one. Although they go through so many different hats with the Brewers. They had the barley and the M, and now it's kind of in the in the springtime as well. They have got a little cactus with the M for the Cactus Crew. State of Wisconsin on there is always nice, but I enjoy this MB.
Yeah, throwback.
The throwback looks like a ball and glove.
Yeah, earlier today we played some Grant Farm music for our afternoon jammy, and they're doing a throwback Grateful Dead 89 session tonight over at Agave. So it's kind of been a throwback theme all day long.
It's kind of a throwback.
And we're springing back.
Yeah, we're springing back. I was going to say, it's here at the Zephyr all month long. So I know tomorrow is a 1986 day, and I'm a huge 1986 fan. I think just in terms of sports, that was the year the 85 Bears, of course, won the Super Bowl. Refrigerator, William Perry got the touchdown in the Super Bowl. Sweetness, Walter Payton did not.
Yeah.
Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics won their third NBA title that season with Bird. I mean, they've had several before that and one after that. Larry Bird, a legend.
Larry Legend.
Great mustache as well. Three-point shooter. I mean, he did it all.
One of the best white guys ever to play the game.
Ever.
One of the best players, period. But
yeah, he's
when he was
in the
like
top 10.
It was like watching him out there against especially when he was in college in the tournament against all these other teams, and he was just like the Great White Hope or something. Man, he just was amazing. His skill set is unmatched, or maybe matched by a few.
Yeah, triple-double as well in Game 5, I believe, of that NBA Finals against the Houston Rockets. He'll always be tied from that 1979, I believe, 79 championship game against Michigan State. So him and Magic, and then they battled in the pros. We saw them in the finals, not in 1986. The Houston Rockets were there as well. Big year for Boston in terms of sports that year. I hate to bring it up, but you have to every time you think about the 1986 World Series. A little player known as Billy Buckner didn't put his glove down all the way.
Yeah.
And I just said, the music. I mean, I remember back in 1986, they played music videos on MTV.
Yeah.
That's unheard of now.
Yeah, the old days.
And Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer. I know you guys are going to be playing some of that tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Robert Palmer, Addicted to Love.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that
song.
song.
Hot Ladies.
Yeah, and he did that with both that and what was his other song off the same album, Addicted to Love, and.
It's right in the top of my head somewhere, but
I could probably get that in the karaoke catalog sometime along the way. So,
for sure. Yeah,
Never Nervous, Purvis Ellison. We're getting into Final Four. That was 1986 was the year that Purvis Ellison was a freshman at Louisville and took on Mike Krzyzewski and the Duke Blue Devils. The first time that Duke had made it to the Final Four, and here we are. What is it? 29 years later. And Mike Krzyzewski's been in 11 more. He's going to be in his 12th Final Four this weekend. Are you excited about the Final Four?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, not as excited as you because you've got the
Wisconsin,
Badgers.
baby, yeah.
So, I mean, I can see why you'd be more excited. But yeah, man, I've been having fun with the Beaver brackets and I didn't get to, enter the Sweet 16 fantasy thing, but there's 4 people who are super stoked that they did. Nick Kettinger has Kentucky. Another Nick Fooster has Michigan State. Sullivan Middaugh he's got the Badgers, and then Kristen Zeller's matched up with Duke. So those are the 4 remaining survivors in our fantasy Sweet 16, and the person whose team wins is going to win $250 worth of certificates, gift cards, and that kind of stuff. So.
I'll have to double check how I'm doing in the bracket challenge because I picked the Badgers, of course, and I don't know if a lot of people picked them. I think more people obviously picked Kentucky, but it should be a great game on Saturday night. That's the second game, the primetime game, and a rematch. Not necessarily a rematch because you don't really have those in college from year to year because of the transition of players into the pros. Then you look at Kentucky. I mean, they have some guys obviously that played in that game last year, but then they have a new crop of freshmen, highly touted, very talented freshmen coming in each year as well. So Wisconsin lost by 1 point last year to Kentucky. Aaron Harrison, I believe, hit a three-pointer with about 5 seconds left to give Kentucky a 1-point win. So going to be a great time. It's going to be fabulous. I was really trying to get into Indianapolis, but I was looking at tickets and right around $1,000 to get in. So until I start making the big bucks, I guess I'll have to watch it on television.
Yeah, that's a little pricey, and it's still ski season here. And
yeah, exactly. Should be a great weekend here.
Yeah, and you've kind of been in and out all season long, doing your trips to wherever, here and there, and everywhere for FanRag. So I'm sure you're stoked to get a few spring turns in.
Definitely, and get kind of go deck to deck and enjoy the last remaining turns that are left in the season.
Yeah, we got some snow, so that's a good thing. 6 inches reported at Vail last night. So
wow, that's nice.
Yeah. I mean,
about 3 inches in Minturn, and
not really a powder day or anything,
no,
but every little bit helps, because as it's melting, if we can get a little bit to kind of balance things out, it's always good. Back to '86, that's the year I saw my first Grateful Dead concert.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at the it's kind of sports related because I saw it at the Metrodome.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was the only concert they ever held there. It was the first concert they ever held there, that's for sure. And the sound was just brutal.
I was gonna say with that dome and that roof in there,
yeah,
I think brutal. It's always an issue, and you remember balls getting lost in the lights, and and then of course the Metrodome collapsing because of snow.
Yeah. Well, and then the roof is a white baggy, or was, so it was tough to see the ball against that too. Not just the lights, but overall there was tons of fly balls lost by the outfielders at that stadium. And I tell you what, the show, the music, the sound wasn't that good, but my buzz was really good at that show.
I'm sure it was, and as that's kind of par for the course when it comes to going to the Dead shows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still looking for a miracle as well for Chicago.
Oh, really?
The Fare Thee Well,
Soldier Field.
I think that'd be a good time as well. So if anyone out there in listener land has a has a miracle for a fellow friend and fan.
Hit you up on Twitter or what?
Oh yeah, hit me up on Twitter at Pat_Whitehurst.
Okay.
Find me on Facebook.
All right.
Call into the Zephyr and say, hey, I got tickets for Pat.
Will you take care of the party supplies if they hook you up with your miracle ticket?
Well,
kind of a trade off.
Yeah, we can work something out, I'm sure, as well. Yeah.
All right. You know how the Grateful Dead thing, barter is better and all.
Exactly.
So if you get your miracle ticket, they're probably wanting some kind of little.
We'll be selling veggie burritos
fee
or something like that down on the Shakedown Street. Of course, yeah.
Of course, man.
Getting our Dead on.
So so we talked Final Four. Who do you think's actually going to win? Are you going with Badgers?
Oh, Badgers are going to win.
Yeah.
They're gonna play tough defense. They're going to be able to handle the pressure that Kentucky does. I think they're going to be able to spread them out a little bit as well. Sam Decker, Frank Kaminsky, and watch for Nigel Hayes. I think he's going to be kind of a under the radar player that after this weekend we're going to a lot of people are going to know his name as one of the more talented ball players. So I'm going to pick the Badgers to win by, I think 2, maybe 4 points over Kentucky.
Okay.
And in the first game, as much as I love Izzo and Sparty,
you're taking Duke.
I'm taking Duke.
Well, you had your Duke hat on last week.
Those are my guys, so I'm going with Coach K against Bo on Monday night.
Okay. All right.
Badgers all the way, on Wisconsin.
I don't know who to pick between Izzo and Krzyzewski, Michigan State and Duke. Man, that's a tough matchup on the court and a tough matchup of legendary coaches. So I don't know which way to go on that one.
19 Final Fours between the two of those guys. I mean, these are the class of college basketball. They run clean programs. Their players work hard. They don't get in trouble. If they do get in trouble, they're gone. You don't hear about guys getting repeatedly suspended, arrested, this sort of thing. You make one mistake at Duke, you make one mistake at Michigan State, you're gone.
Yeah.
And forget about it. That's not how it's done. And they run great programs. They're highly respected. Coach Izzo isn't in the Hall of Fame yet. He soon will be, especially if he keeps making a Final Four basically every other year.
Do you think that the Michigan State style of play in the paint, like they call it football in the paint, basically, you think that's going to give the Dukies any problems?
I think it could a little bit, but Duke has not only with Jaleel Okafor, he gets all of the headlines, but you take a look at Justice Winslow, awesome freshman as well. I mean, they say he's the best Duke defender since Shane Battier.
Yeah,
and I think. I don't think they're going to get pushed around. I think Duke's going to take it to them. I think Duke's going to win by 8 to 10.
Yeah. All right. What's you've got your Brewers hat on. We touched on baseball. Opening day is coming up on Monday. You're not so hip on opening night on Sunday, I noticed.
Yeah, opening night is it's opening day. Yeah, let's just make it opening day. The ballparks and the fresh cut of the green grass.
It's kind of like moving a holiday. When they do that, it's kind of weird,
Yeah, opening day should be a holiday. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, it should just
give
be
everybody that
a
off.
Monday, and everybody should play their first game on that day.
And then of course the Cubs and the Cardinals don't play on Monday because they're playing Sunday night. And you take a look. They're playing in Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field was the last stadium to have lights, and now they're the first game to play this year. I mean, I don't know. I like day games as openers. I just think that's the way to go. The Rockies, when they open up next week against the Cubs, they're not playing at 7 o'clock at night. They're playing at 1:05, and it's a party atmosphere all day long. And I think that's kind of what this is. This is going to be a great week in sports. You have opening day on Monday. You have the NCAA championship that night. That's also Masters Monday, which is coming around as well. So you have that great event. I'll have to bust out my green jacket for the mountain events.
Says on FanRag here, Tommy Stokes says Tiger's going to be playing at the Masters.
Yeah, Tiger is going to be playing. His plane was spotted at Augusta earlier this week. He was taking some practice rounds. He hasn't played, remember, since about 2 months ago now that he's been out and hasn't actually played since he left with a back injury.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays. They kind of Tiger-proofed that course after he won a few of them. He's won since then as well, but Bubba Watson's won, Phil Mickelson's won. We've had some lefties winning lately, so it's going to be great to see who does it. And Jimmy Walker's won the most on the tour right now.
JJ?
So, yeah, Jimmy
Dynamite.
Dynamite. He's lighting it up.
I'm hoping that some of this good energy that Lindsey Vonn has from winning her most recent Globe for the World Cup overall, or not overall, Super G title.
Right.
I'm hoping that some of that good energy rubs off on Tiger, and maybe he gets his game back on track.
Yeah, we'll see. And Rory McIlroy is now looking for the career Grand Slam as well. If he wins at the Masters, he's won the last two majors, so he's kind of going for his own Tiger Slam in a sense. Remember, Tiger held all four majors at the same time. I think Rory's a good bet. I like Jordan Spieth. Some of these young guys as well. I mean, it's going to be a great event. The beauty of Augusta, Jim Nance going, "Hello, friends." I love it. Amen Corner. I mean, it's great. I love the Masters. That's one of my favorite tournaments, and the history, all that crap.
It's golf season almost here in the high country too.
Really
down valley, I would imagine. Gypsum Creek's probably got some.
I'm sure now.
The range open or something.
Even Beaver Creek won't be
not
real
too far
long,
off.
And I bet our friends over at Eagleville Golf Course too will be. You've always had that right at near the closing day. You can maybe get 9 holes in and then go up and get a couple turns in.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I think we've covered everything on the list. I don't know if you had any other random items you wanted to throw out at us, and make sure that people are aware of. But again, Final Four this weekend. Saturday's tomorrow's the first 2 games, and then the championship game on Monday. As you heard Pat talk about, Masters golf starts next Thursday.
We'll be at Kirby Cosmos on Monday as well.
Oh, yeah.
Doing our opening day party down there.
Wow, that'll be a lot of fun.
For today's knuckleball as well. Yeah, come down and be seen, be heard, be a fan. Tell us who you think's going to win each division. Talk to us about your fantasy baseball problems, which I might have a couple of fantasy baseball problems. And as I said, I'm going down on the list. I'm not having as many leagues this year. So, hopefully can eradicate some of the losing that I've unfortunately experienced.
Well, thanks for coming by the Red Bull Lounge.
My pleasure. Be seen, be heard, be a fan. FanRag Sports.